honour my uplines, executive uplines, Chris and Annette Smith, Naomi and Christian Anna Bolton, which are our presidential uplines, and of course our silver presidential, James and Casey Hannon, who without any of their help or training I wouldn't be here tonight, and I'm really happy to be here tonight. And I'm happy that you're here because someone cared enough to want you to hear about the amazing products that are revolutionising the world and giving people back their health, turning back the clock, giving the gift of more energy, helping those who want to reclaim their confidence because people want to get more money or because people want to be part of the Mission 5 million. On your screen, you can see some of our awesome incentives, like James spoke about. I've been so blessed to be a part of many of them. Here's us in Tahiti, being the completely normal bunch that we are. The family fun nights on the Gold Coast. We've got the super regionals that we host all around the globe, and awards nights held in Sydney Harbour. So the all expenses paid trips are just one of the perks to this amazing business model. So for a few minutes, I encourage you to imagine that you see yourself in those photos, because it can 110% be you this year. So I ask you now, if in 2 to 5 years, time and money was no issue, where would you see yourself? What car would you drive? Where would you holiday? What house would you live in? The challenge is most of us have a 9 to 5 or more. Debt is out of control in our buy now, pay later society. The cost of living is rising. Financial security is an issue. Childcare costs are increasing, and job security is at an all-time low. The prediction is by 2030, 2 billion, which is half of all jobs on the planet today, will be obsolete. Why? It sounds crazy, but robots. Between 2011 and 2012, employment of robots was up by 40%. These can be supplied on a full-time permanent basis for the cost of a worker's annual wage. That's pretty scary. In this day and age, we've got two options. You can either shrink your dreams to fit your income or expand your income to attain your dreams. Before evaluating our options, it's important to understand the basics of where our cash flow comes from. The education from Robert Kiyosaki teaches us to understand the cash flow quadrant. Financial freedom can be found in all 4 quadrants, but the requirements are different for each quadrant. Typically, the skills of the B and I where you get financially free faster. You can see the cash flow quadrant has a right side and a left side. The left side is made up of individuals who rely on a paycheck, either employed or self-employed. They don't get paid if they don't work. They typically value security, and no matter how hard they work, they get paid the same as the next guy. The self-employed person has to pay everyone else first, which sometimes doesn't leave enough to live on. The right side up is made up of individuals who receive a cash flow from businesses or investments that they own. Ultimately, they have their money working for them, and they enjoy the benefits of leveraged income. That's income that comes in while you sleep. Interestingly, 90% of the people reside on the left side, but only enjoy 10% of the global wealth, the opposite being true on the right side. The information you're about to hear tonight will give you the opportunity to move to the right side of this quadrant and join us in changing that percentage balance. The business experts confirm this. Robert Kiyosaki is advising not to get a second or third job to improve your cash flow, but to start a part-time home business. So it's as simple as a change in distribution channels. Traditional business has a manufacturer, a middleman, a retailer, and a consumer. In our business model, we have the manufacturer, you and your social network, so we're leveraging the power of referral marketing. 78% of people trust recommendations from friends as opposed to 14% for advertising. So let's take a look at some annual figures. For 2012, the NFL sat on $9.5 billion, the music industry 16.5, video gaming 67 billion, the movie industry 80 billion, and organic products 91 billion. Now, network marketing was at a whopping 167 billion, higher than the NFL, music, video gaming, and the movie industry combined. That's telling you something, right? So let me just put you on to the lovely Sean Ward to talk to you a little bit about his experience with the business. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks very much, Crystal. Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to thank our uplines, James and Casey, still presidential directors, Naomi, Christian, presidential directors, and Chris and Annette, executive directors. Without all your help and guidance, the systems, and your ongoing encouragement and support, we would not be the people or the position we are today. And like most people, I've spent the last 20 years getting up, working hard all day to come home to do the things I didn't have time to do on the weekend, and trying to make the money spread far too far with piling bills and outstanding accounts. I always thought if I worked hard, everything would be okay, but that is not the case. Jobs are getting harder to get and everything is getting more expensive. About 2 years ago, my wife was invited to a webinar just like this one. And I must say, I was a bit of a skeptic, but she was not taking no for an answer, and she was signed up with an All-Star Pack, and she was off. And over the last 2 years, we've earned a 9-day all-expenses-paid trip holiday to Moorea Island near Tahiti, where we've been invited to a gala dinner in Sydney, all expenses, 5-star hotel, where Crystal was awarded a top 5 enroller for Australasia. We've been to Brisbane and Newcastle for leadership development, and the list goes on. I've spent the last year with a spring in my step, knowing that the full-time job that I have won't be forever. And my brother keeps telling me if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And we have made, the small changes we have made a dramatic difference in our lives, from overseas travel to the extra money that now comes in and helps pay the bills and get us through and get us the nice things in life which we couldn't afford before. I can now see a light at the end of the tunnel, and with all the support from our uplines, our lives have changed. And for that, I'll be forever grateful.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sean. So now let's take a look at a few different categories that we have in play. We've got the millennials, as you see here. They've seen the future and they don't like it. 69% say that they don't want to be stuck in the same trap their parents were. 63% say they want more income. 62% say they want to control the work that they do. And we've got the baby boomers. The average 50-year-old is estimated to have less than $50,000 in retirement savings, and it's not enough to sustain the lifestyles that they're accustomed to. We have taken a look at women in business, which is one of the fastest growing sectors in the economy. Direct sales has created more 6 and 7 income earners, and the ladies within the A-team are regularly the top achievers. Now let's look at the amount of parents wanting to be parents. There's mums wanting to work from home so they can be home with their kids when they're not well and feel good that their children are being looked after by mum rather than someone else. Dads want to stop giving all their lives away to a company and a boss. They've had enough of missing their kids' major events like the first steps or sports or school activities. They also want to stop giving their energy to their job and having none left when they get home. Freedom to be able to go to the shops and buy something for themselves or the kids and not worry about where the money's coming from. Go on the holiday that they want to go on rather than the holiday they have to budget for. Now we have to take a look at the 3 major market trends and ultimately we have the 3 fastest growing trends combined all into one amazing package. Wellness, fat loss and anti-aging. People are looking for natural solutions. Business, people want lifestyle and flexibility. And social entrepreneurship. Really, who doesn't want to make a difference this day? Now, Manatech is a 20-year-old research and development company at its core. We're a science company and we stop at nothing for quality. Our products have been proven and validated by third-party science. Our plan is award-winning and has the proof of longevity. We can boast $196 million earners. Wow, what a home business lifestyle legacy that is. And speaking of legacy, our fully integrated, before-profit social entrepreneur program is serving the world's most vulnerable children. We have a full range of products addressing 4 major consumer needs: science-based, safe and sustainable fat loss, spectacular anti-aging using the safe and powerful glycan technology, as well as proven results with our sports performance range. In 1996, Manatech developed a new class of plant-based nutrients called glyconutrients, which are the foundation of our Amprotose product. Glycans are the key for proper communication among our cells. It's validated in scientific studies to improve brain function, improve memory, concentration, attentiveness, mood, enhances the body's ability to respond to bacterial vaccines, supports cellular communication, supports digestive function, decreases irritability, and much more. Then we have our anti-aging range, which I'm a massive advocate for. Our trials, the people had 100% smoother skin. That's a pretty good ratio. Over 90% had more radiant and brighter skin. 87% had less notable fine lines. Over 77% had firmer skin, and 77% had less noticeable wrinkles. What woman would say no to that? We've also got our Osaline, which I personally lost 13 kilos on, so I love this one as well. Osaline burns 3 times more fat than muscle. And that's just one of the things that makes it unique. No rebound effect. I will now hand you over to Annette, who's my amazing Executive Director upline, who's had a great success with Osaline, and I'd love for her to share her story with you too. Thanks, Annette. Are you there?
Yep, I'd love to share my story with you. So you can hear me fine? That's great.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
So my story is I've always struggled with weight. When I was at high school, I was a size 16 ladies, and I always thought I was going to be big. About 5 years ago, I stumbled across Osaline. It was the best thing I ever did. I took the products, and within 4 months, I lost 9 kilos and went from a size 12, 14 dress size to an 8, 10. But you know what? The best thing I like about this is I take our maintenance program, which just keeps me healthy, and I'm still in an 8, 10 after 5 years. I think it's just amazing. It's the only product I've ever seen or heard of that's been able to do that. So really, it's the best thing out there. So, if you want to lose a bit of weight and earn some money, come and join us. Thanks, Crystal.
Well done, Annette. That's such a great testimony. And I've got to say, I saw Annette the other day in a tight shirt and she's looking fit. So the next step is just to select a business pack. Let me get the slides to click for a minute. There we go. So it's easy to get started. You select a business pack. You get an account number with a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. You establish a 4-weekly order with 20% loyalty credit, as well as nourishing a child. You connect with people who want to improve their well-being, expand their income, and or be a part of a greater mission. We're the luckiest team on the planet, I believe. We get to use all these 18 websites that we've had set up by James and Casey. We've got campaigns running, as well as we've got an amazing app to promote our business. So full-time training, the tools are on hand 24/7. There's 2 streams of income. There's active income, where you get paid now, and there's also long-term income, otherwise known as passive income, which I think everyone can agree is what we're all looking for. We have some fast start income capabilities where you enrol 4 champions at the $5.98 level, and with bonuses you earn around $800, which is your investment and more. So it pays to get in and be all in. There's a few different leadership levels that we have. The first one is Regional Director, which is 1,500 points. You nourish 15 children in need and earn between $1,800 and $5,000 a year. So who'd say no to an extra $300 a month? We have National Director, which is 6,000 points. You impact 60 children and get an extra $10,000 a year. Now it's starting to look really good. And you've got Senior National, which is 12,000 points. You nourish a massive 120 kids, between $14,000 and $18,000 a year. Now that's a handy little extra income. Executive Director is at 20,000 points. You're nourishing 200 children and a hefty 26 to 36K a year. Nice, you say? Senior Executive, you've got 40,000 points. You nourish 400 kids, between 36 to 60,000 a year. And the target time is between 24 and 48 months. So that's a pretty quick rate of increase. Then you've got Presidential Director, which is 60,000 points. You're nourishing 600 kids, between 70 and 110,000 a year, and that's between 2 to 5 years. Now, a lot of people go to uni and study for 2 to 5 years to even think about getting a job where they can get promoted to that sort of level. And then you've also got Presidential to Platinum Presidential, which is between 110 to 500,000 and beyond. So is that an option where you are now? So here's where I ask you, thinking back to the initial question, if in 2 to 5 years, time and money was no issue, where would you see yourself? And to attain that, where do you see yourself getting started? Is it just dipping your toe in the water and getting set up on your $12 with an auto order? Or is it jumping all in with nothing to lose and everything to gain and going for the $5.98, which is where I sat 2 years ago, and multiple holidays later, I sit here giving you my story. Remember, people do what you do. So jump in today and receive your first 30 days and then only $10 a month for these amazing tools that we spoke about earlier. And let's not forget the fact that every time you place an auto order or get an order set up, a child's life is being changed because of you. 6.6 million children under the age of 6 die every year. That's one child every 6 seconds. And you can be doing something about it just by simply changing your point of purchase. Now, this is Aura. When Aura first began receiving nutritional support, she weighed what a 5-year-old should. The problem was she was 10. Her skin was pale, she had no hair on her head, and her health was quickly fading. Over a year later, Aura was a healthy and thriving 12-year-old, and she runs and plays and attends school. No power, no mission greater, no technology more powerful, just looking at the photos. Now, the power's in your hands. You'll love our technology. You'll love the results. The business is fun, professional, and dynamic. It's one decision, and it makes all the difference. So please get back to the person who invited you and get started today. We acknowledge you for being here, so bring your friends to our next presentation. I've only ever blessed people by passing this on. Like Richard Branson said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes and learn how to later. So I encourage all of you to get back to the person who cared enough about you and find out how you can get started. If you're still not sure, make sure you get all the information you need and make an informed decision. After all, we don't get unlimited chances to have the things we want. Nothing is worse than missing an opportunity that could have changed your life. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Crystal. That was a brilliant presentation, and I want to say well done. That was awesome. And thank you, everyone, for being here with us as well, and have a wonderful evening. Make sure you get back to the person who introduced you or invited you onto tonight's webinar and let them know which option best suits you. Bye for now.